Most people are held back not by the world, but by their own words. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you speak. And if you change how you talk, you can change your entire life. Rohn once said, "Words do two major things. They provide food for the mind and create light for understanding." In this video, we're going to show you how to feed your future and light your path, one word at a time. Welcome to Grind Success, where we turn wisdom into weapons and mindset into momentum. Today's topic is powerful: mastering your mouth. Your words are not harmless sounds. They are seeds, blueprints, and commands to your mind. Stick around as we break down how to speak with discipline, with clarity, with belief. And remember, if you find value, don't forget to subscribe to Grind Success. Let's dive in. Number 1. Your words are magnets. Your words don't just describe your life, they design it. When you speak weakness, you attract hesitation. When you speak doubt, you attract delay. But when you speak strength, you start standing taller. Rohn used to say, "Don't use your mouth as an excuse for your life. Use it as a tool to create it." You see, too many people rehearse defeat out loud, calling it being real. They crack self-deprecating jokes, not realizing they're reinforcing an identity of failure. There's a difference between being honest and being reckless. Honesty says, "I'm struggling, but I'm growing." Recklessness says, "I've always been a mess." One empowers, the other imprisons. Your words are magnets, so start speaking like someone who attracts victory. Replace "I can't" with "How can I?" Replace "I'm terrible" with "I'm learning." Because if you keep talking failure, you'll start living it. But if you speak faith, faith in yourself, in your habits, in your process, your future starts listening, and it moves in your direction. Number 2. Your words are a mirror. If you want to know what someone believes, don't look at their resume, just listen to them talk. Our words are mirrors. They reflect our beliefs, often more accurately than our actions. Rohn said, "What's simple to do is also simple not to do." And that includes your daily dialogue. If you speak constantly about being unlucky, unworthy, or overwhelmed, you're not just venting, you're revealing a belief system that's sabotaging your future. But here's the truth: language doesn't just reflect belief, it can reshape it. Instead of trying to think your way into confidence, speak your way into it. Say, "I'm improving." Say, "I'm getting better." Say, "I am capable." The more you affirm that identity, the more your brain begins to align with it. Every word you speak about yourself is a vote. Are you voting for your limitations, or for your potential? Don't just reflect your past, use your words to rehearse your future. You don't speak who you are, you speak who you believe you're becoming. Number 3. Conversations are currency. Every conversation is an investment. It either builds you or breaks you. Rohn once said, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." But what he didn't always say is that it's not just proximity that matters, it's the conversations you have with them. Some talks energize you, others drain you. Some inspire action, others stir up excuses. And here's the reality: you're not just a listener in life, you're a speaker, a contributor. Your voice is part of that average. So ask yourself, are my words deposits or withdrawals? Do I speak encouragement, clarity, focus, or gossip, fear, and noise? Be someone people feel lifted by, not weighed down by. Spend your words like currency, because they have value. Guard your ears like you guard your money. Guard your tongue like you guard your time, because careless conversations cost you momentum. But intentional words, they multiply it. Speak words that leave people better than you found them. Number 4. Leadership through language. Leadership isn't about a title, it's about tone. And great leaders don't just lead with presence, they lead with language. As Rohn said, effective communication is 20% what you know and 80% how you feel about what you know. That how you feel comes out in your voice. Think about it. Have you ever heard someone say one sentence and instantly shift the mood in a room? That's leadership through language. Real leaders speak with vision, not just describing what is, but declaring what could be. They say, "This is where we're going, and here's why it matters." They speak responsibility. "This one's on me, but I'm learning." And they speak belief. "I see more in you than you see in yourself." That's what makes people follow, not noise, but purpose. Your voice is your leadership. Use it with calm, with direction, with conviction. Even when you're unsure, say, "We'll find a way." Leadership isn't always loud. Sometimes it's steady. Speak like someone others want to follow, and they will. Number 5. Talk to yourself, but watch what you say. The voice you hear the most isn't from your boss, your mentor, or your partner. It's your own, that internal dialogue. It runs your day. And if you're not careful, it runs your life in the wrong direction. Jim Rohn said, "Don't become a victim of yourself." And that's exactly what happens when your self-talk is toxic. You might think, "I'm not good enough. I always mess up. I'll never get there." But let's be clear. It's not the thought that defeats you. It's the agreement with the thought. Winners talk back to doubt. Leaders reframe failure. When your mind says, "This is too hard," you say, "Hard is good. Hard builds strength." Every time you speak life to yourself, you're building an inner foundation. Don't bully yourself into success. Coach yourself into it. Speak discipline. Speak focus. Speak belief. Because the most important leadership you'll ever offer is the leadership you give yourself. Number 6. Upgrade your language. Upgrade your network. Your words decide your rooms. You can't use average language and expect elite opportunities. Your vocabulary is a signal. It tells the world who you are and where you're headed. If you walk into a high-level room talking about gossip and blame, you won't last long. But show up speaking strategy, growth, execution, and doors start to open. Jim Rohn reminded us. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And one of the ways to do that, work on your language. Speak like someone who belongs where you want to go. Cut the small talk. Eliminate phrases like "we'll see" or "I'm just surviving." Start saying, "I'm building, I'm preparing, I'm learning." Because every sentence is a business card. People of excellence recognize each other by their speech. When your words rise, your world rises. So here's the test. Would your future mentor respect the way you talk today? If not, upgrade it. Because the next level speaks a different language. Number 7. Speak with gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a language. And one that opens doors most people will never see. Jim Rohn said, "Learn to be thankful for what you already have, while you pursue all that you want." That's the mindset of abundance. Most wait for life to get easier before they speak gratitude. But high performers, they choose gratitude in the middle of the grind. Instead of saying, "I have to go to work," they say, "I get to create value today." Instead of complaining about being busy, they say, "I'm thankful for meaningful work." Why? Because what you speak, you strengthen. Gratitude magnifies the good. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's lasting. And that shift produces energy, resilience, and clarity. Speak gratitude in your home. You'll see peace grow. Speak it in your business. You'll see loyalty rise. Don't just feel it. Say it, daily, loudly, intentionally. Because your words are the fertilizer of your future. Plant thanks, and you'll reap abundance. Number 8. Be careful what you say about others. Here's a hidden truth. When you speak about others, you reveal yourself. Every word about someone else is a mirror of your mindset, your maturity, and your values. Jim Rohn said, "You can't speak negatively and expect a positive life." Think about that. Gossip exposes insecurity. Criticism reveals fear. Condemnation shows a lack of self-discipline. But honor, even in disagreement, displays strength. Great leaders don't tear people down. They build people up. And when correction is needed, they offer it with clarity, not cruelty. If you wouldn't say it to their face with respect, don't say it at all. Because the way you speak behind closed doors will shape how people trust you in open ones. Your words are seeds. Gossip grows distrust. Encouragement grows loyalty. So, for the next 7 days, speak about others like they're listening, because the world is. Your words become your reputation. Make that reputation something worth respecting. Number 9. Silence is also a sentence. Silence isn't empty. It's full of wisdom. Jim Rohn once said, "It's better to be quiet and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt." That's the power of restraint. In a world addicted to noise, the ability to stay silent is a mark of mastery. Silence isn't weakness. It's strength under control. When criticism flies, silence says, "I'm grounded." When gossip swirls, silence says, "I don't lower my standards." When emotions run high, Silence says, I choose discipline over reaction. There's power in not saying the first thing that comes to mind, that space, that pause. That's where wisdom lives. That's where leaders are formed. Sometimes the loudest statement is saying nothing. Walk out, stay calm, let the noise bounce off your peace. You don't have to prove you're strong when you already are. Silence, when chosen with intention, isn't the absence of a voice, it's the presence of strength. Number 10. Practice powerful phrases. Success leaves clues, and some of those clues come in the form of repeated phrases, words that shape thoughts, thoughts that shape actions. Jim Rohn taught us, affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. That's why powerful phrases only work when paired with intentional living. Winners say, let's figure it out. They don't get stuck in I don't know what to do. They say, I take full responsibility. Not because they're at fault, but because they're in control. High performers say, this is like me. After doing what aligns with their vision, I finished the workout. That's like me. I stayed consistent. That's like me. These phrases shape identity. They reinforce the version of you that's rising. And here's a key one. It's possible. Just those two words can open creative doors in your brain. Start collecting power phrases. Speak them until they sound natural. Speak them until they feel true, because one sentence, repeated with belief, can rewrite your story. Number 11. Conversations with the future. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the soil of your future. Jim Rohn once said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And you change that direction with language. When you speak consistently about growth, discipline, clarity, you're not just describing where you are, you're designing where you're going. Most people talk from memory. They talk about what happened, what went wrong, who failed them. But leaders, builders, they speak in advance. They say, I'm becoming more disciplined, even before the habit sticks. They say, I'm building something meaningful, even when no one's watching. Why? Because language leads. Your words set a path that your actions begin to follow. If you talk defeat, don't be surprised when you lose. But if you talk faith, strategy, progress, even slowly, your future begins to align. So ask yourself, am I narrating my limitations or declaring my future? Speak with intention. Your future is listening. Number 12. Master your mouth. Master your life. If you want to change your life, start by mastering your mouth. Your words are either constructing your dreams or reinforcing your doubts. Jim Rohn said, don't use your mouth as a garbage dump. Use it as a tool for shaping. Every word is a decision. Every sentence is a blueprint. And the truth is, your language reveals your standards. Do you speak life or limitation? Discipline or distraction? Leadership or laziness? Your words don't just influence others. They build your inner world. You can't speak chaos and expect peace. You can't speak weakness and expect strength. The people who rise, who lead, who inspire, they've trained their mouth like a craftsman trains his hands. So here's the challenge. Eliminate careless talk. Speak like someone who's going somewhere. Let your mouth match your mission. Because once your words come into alignment with your purpose, everything else begins to rise. Remember, the one who masters their mouth, masters their momentum, and eventually, their destiny. So what have we learned? Words matter. They're not just noise. They're navigation. They're not just for communication. They're for creation. Jim Rohn said, words do two major things. They provide food for the mind and create light for understanding. The truth is, you are where you are because of the conversations you've allowed and the conversations you've spoken. Your next breakthrough, your next connection, your next level, it may not come from a new opportunity. It may come from a new vocabulary. You don't need a louder voice. You need a clearer one. One that speaks purpose, power, and progress. So from this moment on, talk like someone building legacy. Speak with belief. Speak with discipline. Speak with gratitude. Let your words shape the life you're stepping into, because the most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you choose to start right now. Subscribe to Grind Success, where words build winners. Until next time, speak well, live strong, and lead with language.